Need to get shit out of my way. The only one, what does it feel like? What's up, random black hair dude? Omega Maddie, how's it going? Welcome to the Sunday stream, boys. I can't believe Ichigo murdered Yusuke. I have no context. What's up, Joe? Dino Loom, Deshaun, how's it going, guys? G1, how's it going? Peek boy. I got so randomly, my brain shut off for a second because usually I stream my right monitor. It'll be left for you guys, but my right monitor, this is when I usually stream my background on. But the drawing pad's over here, so it's got to be over here. Yep, it's been a busy fucking weekend. I'm still working. I still got job stuff to do, but we're taking a little bit of time to do a little bit of the stream. You know, I'm going to have a busy week ahead. I got to get this video done. I got to finish cutting audio today and get all that. Oh, Death Battle. What's up, Sidexon? My brain is mush. What's up, Cool of the Dude? Yeah, we're just taking a minute, let everyone get in. Let me get my bearings. But we big chillin'. Why is this stream delayed till Sunday? Because I have job work to do on Saturday. Context to what you might believe is that I do have a actual career that isn't YouTube streaming or video making. I don't make nearly enough to do YouTube full time. You excited for the Pokemon ad during the Super Bowl? I didn't even know. I do not pay attention to sports in the fucking slightest, so I didn't even know there was gonna be a Pokemon ad. What up, random black hair dude? What's your question? Let's get the drawing pad in front of me. Janine is who you're looking for. He'd use the same Pokemon. I mean, Golduck is universally good. So Ash would have gone with Ninetales and Golduck regardless. If he had to face Giselle and Brock. The context of the Blastoise emote is, I got a request that Blastoise emote when Ash beats Gary, but not only did I not have enough time in the episode making process to do it, I also whatchamacallit, it also just didn't fit the scene. But I thought for a fun stream we could do we could draw it on stream, you know, or at least rough it out on stream. Will Ash catch his 7th Pokemon for the final gym? I'll give you a little spoiler because we're on a Sunday stream, and you know when we have. Oh, is my audio weird? It shouldn't be. You know, I'm speaking into my usual mic. Any of you guys hearing anything weird with the audio? All right, cool. It's just you, random black hair dude. You made me flinch. How dare you? Damn, 31 viewers. Whatchamacallit? I'm a great YouTuber. Thank you, Harvey. But yeah, so we're doing that. I'm not watching the Super Bowl. Honestly, I don't really care about sports. I'm all Pokemon. You've been waiting for this stream? Well, you know, we're here. I'm taking a pause out of my work schedule today to do this. So, you know, we're doing this. But would I ever stream my reaction to a Pokemon Day Direct? Yeah, possibly. You know, if like probably the next one I'll try to if I've been doing it. There was a question that I missed. Will the new episode be coming out Saturday? Yep, that's the goal. I think we should be able to make it to come out Saturday. It's going to require some grinding on my part. Actually, before we do that... let's see. I'm actually going to pull another Blastoise thing because we're going to be combining images. We're going to do this in a non-creative way. Well, in a creative way, but in a non-creative way. Nope, I didn't want to open that file. I wanted to bring it here. Bring the opacity up. Who's my favorite Pokemon again? It is Skitty. Rasterize this layer. Make you a bit bigger. Not what I wanted to do. I want a fresh layer. Will Ash catch his 7th Mon before the 8th gym? Yes. Ash will get not only his 7th, but he'll get his 8th Mon before the 8th gym. Hello, Dolly. I also think a new member of ATR's Johto team. The channel mascot Poliwhirl. Possibly. We'll see, guys. Y'all aren't ready for Johto. Like, Johto's gonna be fun. And if you're wondering why we're tracing over this, because we're doing a quick, fun emote, you know. Usually if I was doing something serious, I wouldn't do this, but this is supposed to be, because this guy has like 90% of the pose I'm looking for. So who's to say if we get this emote done in this time frame? As you can see, we're roughly just sketching this out. Yeah, because if you're an artist or an aspiring one, while people denounce tracing if you're trying to do official work and like present it as your own for practice, it is always a good process because it helps teach you, as long as you're actually thinking about what you're doing instead of just mindlessly copying lines, but it helps with practicing being able to memorize the structure of something. Like, it's funny because all my Pikachus are actually Pikachus taken from the manga that I used as reference while I redrew them. What order did the Pallet Town trainers, including Richie, challenge the gyms? That's hard. Richie did them all normally. Gary did the first 3, then went to Blaine, then I think went to Sabrina, then Erica. And Green did it, I think, the same normal way, just ahead of Ash. You think you figured out Sabrina's riddle somewhat? Oh, it's, you know, I hope so. It's not exactly a mystery of what it means. We've not seen Tangela do anything in a bit. Will he be battling soon? Tangela, don't worry. Every one of Ash's Pokemon will be getting a shine in this new episode. Tangela seems to be the one where when he's not on screen a lot, this isn't a comment on you, woman, kinda. It is more of just a thing I've seen. Most people, like, whenever they don't see Tangela for too long, Tangela's really the only one that gets brought up. Be like, hey, Tangela hasn't done anything in a while, you know? Like, is he going to be battling soon? He's going to be doing something soon? It's very funny. Will the new members have overlapping types with anyone? No. Nah. Ash is gonna have more than 6 Pokemon when he goes to the league, so that's gonna be a fun time. Did I read the stream title correctly? Yes, Harris, we are doing it. Who's to say whether we get it all done in the stream? Because I'm not going to be going for too long today. I still have real-world job stuff to do. It's a busy day for old Dollywop. But I promised a stream, so we're going to do a stream. All right, I'm being a little too exact with this. I can just... I'm going to be a lot rougher with it because this is just the... trying to see if the movement of the emote will work. I'm not going to say what he's going to be doing. You guys will figure it out as we do this. Why did none of the Peloton trainers challenge the Viridian gym first? Because he wasn't there. Because Giovanni was off being a criminal instead of actually doing his gym leader duties. Not gonna lie, Dolly, but Tangela is now my favorite, one of my favorite Pokemon from ATRS. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. It's kind of what I like doing with you guys is, you know, making unusual choices that turn into your favorites. You know. Little lo-fi K-pop demon hunters. Poor Arbok, you know, he needs a big old hug. Yeah, he does. When do you get, when you do the Gen 2 remake, can you please add Gligar? It won't be the same as Gen 4 because he caught it in Gen 2. It still counts. He caught a Gligar. Trust me, if I could give Ash a Gligar, I would love to give Ash a Gligar. But I cannot, due to my rules. And I hold those rules firm because that's what separates me from the other channels. The only reason I got popular in the first place. Well, that and my winning personality and handsome good looks. I'm just started a new Let's Go Pikachu game. I hunted 2 shiny Nidoran males and maxed out one of their stats before the first gym. Hell yeah! Love shiny hunting. Is the Pokemon theme song still canon to the ATR series? Yeah. You know, I don't have the musical skills to make a, my own. But, you know, it'd be... I've been considering for Johto making a trailer like Zach does for his. But, you know, 1, spoilers. But 2, I mean, spoilers in the trailer could be. Because before Gen 2 occurs, I'm going to take some time and really plan some things out, roughly, of how things will go. At least, like, summarize episodes. So I got a map of how things are going. Because Gen 2 is going to have a little bit more plot than just legendary, or not legendary, than just Evil Team. You should play the Pokemon fighting game Pokerogue. Oh, I play Pokerogue all the fucking time, man. I max out Pokerogue. That's what I do at night before bed, is I just watch videos and play Pokerogue. I'm trying to get a ribbon on all the Pokemon. Alright. I'm gonna duplicate you. I'm stealing your arm. Now I'm gonna adjust a lot of this. Now I need to fill in the gaps. How many more episodes will focus on Giselle? I don't know. Oh yeah, I saw Zach's hidden trailer episode. It looked great, or trailer. It looked great. If Richie never took Charmander, what starter would the Palatown trainers get? I think, honestly, it would have been Gary, Green Charmander, Gary, Blastoise, or Squirtle, and Ash Bulbasaur. Oh yeah, Pokemon. I mean, like, I just like, it's one of those things where, you know, I like doing unusual stuff. For my teams. And I'm glad you guys are receptive to them. You know, but also because, like, I feel like when it comes to you guys as viewers, you've seen the old, you know, the same song and dance a million times. So, like, you know, it's easy for me to give Ash the fan favorites. Like, say, if we're in Hoenn, if I give him a Flygon, because everybody and their mother gives Ash Flygon. But it's a lot harder to figure out how to make something like an Arbok work, or a Tangela, you know? Like, and I like the challenge because I like giving you guys unusual Pokemon. One, because it's fun for me to write, but also because I like to go against the grain and really challenge myself to see what Pokemon can I make you guys enjoy Ash having without it being like, you know what, I'm really sick of this person. We could do some Pokerogue streams. Now the Kanto team is pretty much finished unless you add something on Orange Islands plus Jigglypuff. Is there going to be at some point I'm going to think about it and give you a team ranking? Hell yeah. No, definitely. I mean, I'd love at the end of this we can do like a community, like you can do your own ranking breakfast, man, but I'd love to do a community poll by the end of Kanto, or at least the Orange Islands in Kanto, where we figure out like which of Ash's Pokemon do the viewers like the most, and who likes, you know, who's the least liked, you know. And I'm probably gonna do that before Johto, if only because I think that will give me good insight onto writing my next team of, like, maybe stuff to just not even avoid, but stuff to improve on. Am I smoothing on? No. But it will be good insight for me to indicate to you guys how you feel about certain decisions, choices. Well, it's like I don't let viewers run my shit. You guys are also the ones who give me the views. So if I'm doing stuff that no one likes, then it's kind of like a moot point. It's like, yes, I write the story and I'm in charge of all the details, but also, like, there is the viewer-pleasing element of it if you're going to actually make successful videos, you know? There's so many limits. It's sort of like, if I didn't do Pikachu as Ash's starter, I don't think my series would do it as well because it turned too many people off from it. You should do an ATR Ashmon only run and stream on Pokerogue. Oh, that would be brutal. None of his team is good for Pokerogue. Oh, that Eternatus fight is going to be a bitch. Honestly, before you, I never saw any Ash teams redone. All I've ever seen was, what is Ash's old team with all the Pokemon gone? Oh, interesting, Toxics. Or Toxic. It's one of those interesting things where, guys looked a little too sad there. He's supposed to be happy. He just won. Part 1 of that done. Will Ninetales beat the potential allegations? Yeah, no. I think Ninetales will. I think once Ninetales and Ash are on the same wavelength here and she's actually listening, she'll be a lot better. Gary is your fave? Hell yeah. No, he's one of my favorites too. What do you think of my one? What do you think of my 1 to 10 is about all the team? I don't know, Breakfast Man. That's a hard one. I feel like if it is Tangela, like I feel like a Ninetales or I feel like Tangela's in like a top 3 spot somewhere. Golduck might be middle of the pack. Ninetales might be middle of the pack, or it could be a top 1 choice. We just haven't seen enough of Ninetales possibly for it to be a number 1 choice. Arbok might be above, like Pikachu might be at the bottom just because it's Pikachu. Beedrill might be number 1 if we're counting Beedrill. Because I think if I had to post a ranking, what's up, Quiznos? Hey, thanks for popping in. We're just doing a short little stream today. We're not going long. I got work stuff to do. But I think if I do choose the number 1 Pokemon everybody loves on my Ash team, it is Beedrill. Like, I think, and part of that is because he left. Like, I think he would get very old after a while if he stayed on the team, but because he's gone, people want more Beedrill. What's up, Christian? Will Ash get in Johto Politoed? Who's to say? What is my favorite Battle Frontier match? Oh, that's an interesting one. You know it's not the Articuno versus Charizard. You guys know that. Part of it might be... I mean, I hate that my boys, the Reggies, were done this way. It might be the Brandon's fights, because I love the Reggies. I love that Bulbasaur really shines in that final battle. And Charizard does not. Though I do think the Greta fight is a great one, and not because people are like, well, Snorlax used 6 moves. I think the interesting part about the Greta fight to me is you guys got to understand, I grew up watching Advance. Like, that was my childhood show. Like, I started in Kanto because we had, like, VHSs and stuff. But, like, Advance was, like, my childhood Pokemon. So you might not understand the hype I felt when Ash brought Snorlax back. Because I was like, oh my god, Snorlax is back to fight? That's so cool. And Sceptile or Grovyle at the time was, like, one of my favorite Ashmons. So I think it might be the Greta fight. Advice for writing Pokemon battles. The way I see it is picture it like an actual fight in your head and think about the moves you want to do. It's kind of like it's like a rhythm thing. I recommend finding a good song, a good action song that you can listen to that will help you, like, imagine a fight scene. That's what I will do sometimes. But part of it is know your outcome, know who's winning and who's losing, and then think back of, like, how badly is this person supposed to lose? Like, because that will direct a lot of your fighting. Is it supposed to be a curb stomp, or are you supposed to show some, are you supposed to show, like, that someone lost but did well? It's sort of like, that was what I was thinking during the Gary fight, where it's like, Ash didn't get stomped, but he got out-thought. It's like, because he had some decent strategy in there. Like, he knew Confusion was super effective. He knew that Golduck needed to get his headaches in motion to get some traction against this fast guy. And that he also did the trick where he soaked Hitmonchan before he did the Thunder Punch. So it's like, in my head, I was like, all right, Ash showed strategy, but Gary still needs to win this. So how do I make Gary win this? Yeah, it would, Harris. And it actually hurt my soul if I said something good about Charizard. And so anyway, do you think there will be a trade? Probably not. I don't think I'll do it. I'm not really a fan of trades. So my ranking is Ninetales number 1, Beedrill number 2, Pikachu number 3. Oh, because he's an asshole? Yeah, no, fair. You're going to see a lot of Pikachu's personality in this next episode. Cupid number 4, because they feel like a Yakuza reference. If you know, you know. Yeah, no, 100%. That was part of what I was thinking, Breakfast Man, with Cubone. And Arbok, I don't know anything about him, so number 5. Tangle number 6, because I don't really care much, but I do like him. Gold, Arcan, not really a massive fan of anyway, so like Gen 7. Yeah, no, fair enough. Honestly, I think that's a solid ranking. Jigglypuff is 8 because not captured yet. Exactly. Wappadile, the opposite of Dollywop, who has 2 Charizards that can Mega Evolve next to right. Yeah, exactly. Anti-Dollywop. What's my favorite gym battle I've made? The Koga fight, I think, was a really fun one for me to make because I got to really show off Pikachu at a later level. And Cubone really got her debut there. It might be the Misty battle. Just because I think it had good ebb and flow. And I think it was a funny moment for me because I liked showing off that Psyduck can't swim. And that explained why it was the only Pokemon not affected by the toxic sludge of Muck. Because it was the only one that wouldn't be in the water. So I think that was a really fun one. Will Nidorina and Nidorino evolve? Yeah, at some point. I don't know if it will be within the Kanto saga, but they will evolve. Like, if we ever see Giselle again, they'll be fully evolved. What happened to Rhydon? He's not here anymore. I got rid of him. He's not quick, underrated, because I know he's loved. He's not quite underrated because I know he's loved, but I feel like he could add more. Yeah, it's, like, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, yes, Sceptile is the quote-unquote ace Pokemon people consider of, Hoenn, but I don't feel like he was, you know? He's not in the same way that, like, an Infernape or a, He's not in the same way like Infernape or Greninja are. He's really only ace because of, like, power. It's the same way with Crocodile. It's not like Crocodile was, like, the clincher. It was just because he was kind of, like, fully evolved, so he was seen as the strongest. But, like, because really, if you look back at Hoenn, and it's, you know, episodes are going on during, on YouTube right now of Advance, so if you've never watched Advance, go check it out now. But, like, really, it was the trio of Swellow, Corphish, and Grovyle really holding down a lot together. Very equal parts. How would you rank Ash's Pokemon by intelligence? Golduck is at the top. Then I would say Ninetales, then Pikachu, then Cubone, then Tangela, then Arbok. I love red, but you've made green grow on me a lot. Yeah, no, 100%. I'm glad to. You know, there is a part of me that wishes I maybe went back and maybe gave her more of a manga personality, like the more devious, like, you know, sneaky fighter. But I like what I've done with green. Because with the green I have, it allows Ash to not be the sole dumb one in the group. Have I gotten everything? I'm missing this here. It's not happening, Harris. I guarantee it. I've built this channel on Charizard hate. I was hating on Charizard when I only had 2 viewers and I wasn't even making this kind of content. Engine 1, will every Pokemon go to their full stage or some, at most, I think for the most part, everyone will reach their final stage eventually. If Ash gets a Hitmonlee but gets a Tyrant evolve into a Hitmontop and Johto with Echo against the Ghost, I don't think so. I don't think it'd be against my rules. I think I wouldn't do it just solely for the fact of, I would want to show off Johto Pokemon in Johto. which is the only reason I wouldn't do it. This isn't the... Where's my timeline? Usually I do this in Adobe Animate, but... Oh, okay. I was confused. I was like, why does half his face missing? Cupid's fine. Sort of a one-note rebel girl so far. Yeah, exactly. Golduck's the mediator, the big bro of the group, 100%. Ninetales is kind of feral. Might have a strong protect the weak vibe later on, possibly. Arca made a good impression. Kylie Boy is less threatening than the size implies. Beedrill was a G, kind of a brother Ash, consistent, but he would have gotten old. Yeah, no, exactly. I feel like people very much underestimate how old Beedrill would have gotten if if we had gotten more of him. Let's duplicate. Can I duplicate this layer? Yeah, this is the less glamorous side of animation, where I've done quite a bit of animating in the past, so. Look at that. He moves. He dabs. Dab. Dab. I'm stupid. We'll see. I'll save this here for now. Is there like a endpoint I can make so I can just loop this on screen? Is there an endless play button? And I'll give it. There we go. Now we have a looping, dabbing Blastoise on the screen. Let me catch up on the questions. Will we see a 66 in the Orange Islands? 100%. If you don't see it in the league. What is Ash's Pokemon nickname? I don't think he has any. Will any of Ash's Pokemon be shiny? Yeah, in Gen 2, he'll have one shiny Pokemon. I had a question, but I forgot. That sucks. Who misses Ash's Beedrill here? How are we doing? I miss Beedrill, Dolly. I miss him a lot. I'll be back. My favorite shit. Cad, you're always here with the bad takes. And it's really not your fault. It's because you don't know what I have planned. Not gonna lie, Dolly, I like XY, but the anti-Poke fandom can be crazy toxic all the time. 100% Pokesalmon. I think a lot of my XY hate, part of that, like a good chunk of that, is XY fans making me hate harder. What's up, Masoji? Like, I think XY is fine. I think it has issues as a series, but it's not the devil incarnate. It's not complete trash slop or anything. But I hate on it, more than, I should, because of the fans. First Diamond Pokemon anime was Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, pretty much same. I mean, I grew up on Advanced, and like, I mean, Diamond and Pearl for me came out in 3rd grade, so, or like 4th grade, 3rd or 4th grade. How would the current ATR Ash team do if he had the original ATR team? In a weird way, I think Ash's current team would do better. Maybe about the same, honestly. Because I think maybe I just have a better structural idea of Ash's team in this one. Like, Golduck in the original ATR team isn't the same Golduck I've written now, so I don't think he'd be as good. I think you guys will actually very much enjoy ATR Tobias. Now, every time he beats Ashmon, make him do this. Yeah, I'll make this official. I'll draw it in the Dream World colors and, you know, get something done for it eventually. You know the Pokemon could have 3 types of one? Yeah, no, I saw you post that a bunch of times. Can't wait for Alola so we can see the Clash of S Cantonium with Alolan counterparts. Yeah, it'd be a fun time. If you were forced to add an old Ashmon, who would it be? To this team, I would go like Tauros, I think. I think Tauros would be a fun one. So you're saying Kalos is kind of Pokemon's MHA? No, well, but MHA, My Hero Academia is actually good. Kalos isn't great though. Like, My Hero is a great series with just shitty fans, but like, in my mind, it's like, I think the My Hero fandom is propped up as the shittiest fandom, while the others get to take a pass for being a shit. All fandoms are shit. There's no such thing as a good, healthy fandom. What does ATR stand for? Ash Teams Redone. It's a name I slowly developed. It's a name I developed as I created my Redone teams, where I was just like, I don't know, it's like the Ash Teams Redone verse. And originally, that's how I was naming my series, but then I changed the name of the series on YouTube for the purpose of people actually wanting to watch it. And being able to click on it, understand later. Because, like, having, like, Ash catches Jigglypuff is a lot more clickable than ATR Episode 3 or some shit, you know? If you have to give Ash a Tankymon, since he has one of those, barring Cannon's Ash's Melmetal, which Pokemon of that archetype would you throw into the ATR Ash's roster? Ooh, interesting question. I'll do one because we have time and we're I already finished kind of like the emote roughly. True, actually, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood does have a very I would think a healthy fandom. We're gonna do this as if like Ash never caught any of these Pokemon if I choose one of those, and I can choose any. For Kanto, for No Holds Barred, Kanto I might go Snorlax or I'd go Golem. I think Golem would be a fun one. For Gen 2 for Hoenn, Skarmory or like Piloswine, or even Skarmory or Piloswine, or Donphan. I mean, I would do Donphan in a heartbeat if I could do Donphan. Gen 3, like an Aggron maybe. Gen 4, like Bastiodon's always a solid choice. So same with Bronzong. Maybe like a Rhyperior, Mamoswine. There's a lot of good options. Dusknoir for Gen 4. A lot of stuff I can even use, too. Gen 5, Seismitoad. It's not the tankiest, but it could be the tankiest. Gen 6... Gen 6. Avalugg or like Goodra. Gen 7... Not too many tanky Pokemon in Gen 7. Turtonator. Gen 8... Maybe like a Capparaja or Duraludon. Kind of hate XY because of the fan base. Like, I got rid of Twitter in 10th grade because I got death threats because I said I didn't like Ash's Greninja / Ash Greninja. Yeah, they're not good people. Not gonna lie, Dolly, but I love the idea that you gave Ash a Houndoom in your team's video. Yeah, no, I mean, Houndoom is still on the table. You guys don't know what's gonna be there for Johto. If you could pick one thing from the real world, like one element like fire, water, etc., that isn't already a type and make it a Pokemon type, what would you be? And then choose 3 types to eat to it. I'm not gonna do that part because I don't know. Because I can't think of that. I don't know. There's a lot of I feel like we're very set on types. There's not too many like elements out there that like we have like it's hard for me to pick because every time someone's tried to add a new type of Pokemon, it's always been like a useless type we don't need, like, or something that just doesn't fit because we kind of got the full spectrum covered. So I don't really have an idea. How many episodes do you have planned between Sabrina and Giovanni? No, I have no clue. What type of Pokemon would you have on my team? Like a lot of grass, bug types. You know, grass and bug are kind of my 2 things. Normal types. Depends on what theme I want to make my team, you know. I usually pick a theme first and then go for it. The first I watched Pokemon, it was Ash Gym Battle with Clay and Black and White. That's a good battle. That's a solid one. Any chance of you titling a playlist of these series as like ATR Canada? Yeah, no, I think I'll like, you know, title it something like that because that playlist is just for organization, but you do because like no one's searching a playlist, most people are looking for videos, so I'm not afraid to title it that. I'm considering starting a Pokemon series animated based on the series you do. Any advice for like storytelling with it or visuals? Visuals, I mean, if you've never done this before, doing like PowerPoint storybook slides isn't bad way of going about it. As long as you just make the scene, you can make the scenes look clean. Stick to consistent style. Like I use Dreamworld art for all my Pokemon, and I'm able to draw my like all the everything else I need, so I kind of have an advantage there. But like, pick a consistent Pokemon style. Try and match quality. Don't mix too many different art styles together. Looks weird, but you know, just have some fun with it. For writing wise, you know, you know, it's not too much. I mean, like, you have the canon to really go off of. Like, you have the base Pokemon Red, Yellow, Blue to go off of. So you kind of have, like, a narrative path you can follow. So you can really just establish the gym battles as points and feel like what you need to fill in between them. The one thing I would say is if you're, you know, auditorially, don't be monotone. Emote. Try it. You know, it might feel stupid in the moment, but, like, you know, this is kind of a weird way to put it. Voice act a little. Like, you don't have to put on voices, but, like, you have to add emotion to your voice. Don't be like, and then Ash and the gang went on an adventure. Next episode, they went here. The gym battle was tough. You know, you know, the gym battle was tough. You know, Ash was fighting for his life in there. You know, like, add some emotion to it. That will really draw viewers in. Don't be afraid to do multiple takes either. Like, try and get your lines down. Like, don't, like, cut between your audio points so you don't have long gaps in between your lines and stuff. Like, don't feel like you just recorded it all in one go and posted that. Like, actually edit your audio. And composition matters. So don't have, like, you know, make everything fit in the frame. Will you do something with Bianca and Unova? Because a lot of people hate her, and Georgia and Burgundy. Can you redeem them once you get there because they are underrated? I mean, I don't think Bianca's that hated at Unova. I think Unova might be hated by people, but, like, I don't think Bianca is that hated. I mean, I'll probably do something with her in Georgia. I don't really give a fuck about Burgundy. I don't think they really need to be redeemed. I think they were kind of probably solid for their series. Honestly, the Joe Nahoan teams you made are some of my favorites on the list. Same here. I really enjoy those teams. Would you ever make a trio for every evil team, not including Team Rocket? Probably not. I mean, in, like, a stream we could. But I feel like they would just kind of be OC members at that point because, like, I would have to use an admin, and then that would kind of take away from the admins if they're doing that. I mean, I theoretically could make a trio for everything, but I would do it for, like, a stream thing, but not, like, an actual in-story thing. I understand Ash won't have aces, but with some Ash Pokemon have a rivalry, this rival Pokemon. Yeah, I mean, at some point. What Ashmon misses Beedrill the most? Probably Pikachu. You know. Honestly, it might be a tie between, like, Pikachu and Golduck. Has Green ever managed to coerce Ash and Gary into a 3-man tower before? One on top of one's shoulders and third on top of the seconds, I mean? Probably at some point for something stupid. Like, we have to get something out of a tree. So build a human ladder. Hope we get to see all of Gary and Green's Pokemon chilling back at Oaks Ranch. Hopefully we get those side stories of just the Pokemon too. 100%. You'll Masoji, I think you'll like this next episode. It'll be a fun one. Also wanted to say your home team was fantastic. Definitely my favorite group personalities. I think home one was probably the one I cooked the best on. I think that was a solid team. So it's kind of one of those where I'm like I think Hoenn turned out best. I read something that said how much time I've been streaming, but I can't remember where it was. Whatever. In Gen 8, will Ash catch a full team even if you're not going to do journeys? Probably not. I don't want to introduce like 6 new Pokemon that aren't really going to matter because the series is near over. It might have like 2 to 3 that like get some shine. Oh, the emote paused. The you have to emote like Ash is going to die for the 100th time? Exactly. I'm going to ask this again because I didn't hear it last time. Are you going to do the worst journey 2021? Probably not. I don't know what that is. If you're talking about journeys, I'm not doing journeys. I do love that you gave Ash a chestnut. Yeah, it was one of those choices where like I was kind of low on options. What is the next episode? Probably this Saturday, hopefully. Depends on how busy my work week is. That kind of fucks me. Because, I mean, I've been working this entire weekend. What are we doing now? We're just chatting, random black hair dude. Have you ever considered giving Ash a cutesy Pokemon? Something that forced Ash to use, force Ash off his usual policy head and maybe give me an uppies or something. Yeah, I mean, there will probably be a cute... I mean, with the amount of Pokemon I have to give Ash, like, 5 new ones at least for every region, you know, give or take, like, 1 or 2 extras per region, Ash is definitely going to have at least 1 cutesy Pokemon like that. When Ash catches his next member, will we be seeing shorts about them on the ranch? Not yet. We don't really have enough Pokemon at the ranch to even do anything. I'd more like to do ranch interactions when I have, like, actual Pokemon of Ash's there. Also, time writing's been 46 minutes. All right, good. If you had to pick one of the original Ash mons to use or rewrite overall, like Donphan is one, Gliscor is another, Scraggy I would love to use, you know, like, there's not many where I would, like, rewrite everything. But, like, or, I mean, like, I wouldn't rewrite them in the sense of, like, I think they need rewriting, but, like, for my series, they'd be rewritten. If you had to pick one of the original Ash... I read that. What's the emote for it? Harris wanted me to have emoting Blastoise after Ash beat Gary, and I didn't have time to do it, or, it did not fit well in the proper story, so I said I'd do it off stream, so I did. Watched a stream where someone tried to use a Ghost-type move on another Ghost-type, but it was also a normal type, and that makes me laugh. Oh, funny. I really want Ash to fight Giovanni. I love characters facing off. Also want it to happen. Any chance that will happen? Possibly. I mean, he has to fight the 8th gym leader at some point. Looking at the Blastoise emote could also double as Blash and catching him in the air and you throwing it or slapping away. Yeah, no, actually it could. I'll save this for later. Oh yeah, Glalie too. I would use Glalie. Alright. Unfortunately, we're getting close to an hour here. I know it's a short Sunday stream, but I gotta work on the episode on top of my real-world job. So I think we'll wrap it up here, guys. Thanks for showing up. Sorry we didn't do the usual Saturday stream, but hopefully we'll have an episode out Saturday and the Q&A on Saturday. So look forward to that, guys. I'll post more polls this week. It's been a fun time. Thanks for coming out.